Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for being here. Today we have another great episode coming at you with another longtime friend. My name is Jacob, the host of the Dudes to Fathers podcast. And again, I just want to thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time out of your schedule or during your schedule to hear me out. So, thank you. First things first, let's go ahead and get these notes out of the way. I realized the last one was a little long, so I'm gonna try to cut that down. Well, I wanted to get my shout outs and my thank yous in specifically. So, with that being said, let me get my shout outs in right now. First, shout out to the wife for holding it down and doing a great job editing all these podcasts and putting everything together, running my socials and all that stuff. So I appreciate it. Thank you, love. That's Jazz. And anybody that needs, t-shirts made, cake pops made in the DFW area, she runs my TikTok. She is attached to my Instagram. Reach out to her. Um, I believe her Instagram handle is I'm a cool mom. Uh, if you get it, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. I'm a cool mom, I believe, is her Instagram handle, and you can find her attached to my TikTok, which is again the Dudes to Fathers podcast, with a period in between the words Dudes to Fathers. There's a period between each one of those, and podcast, not after podcast. I apologize. My Instagram handle is Dudes to Fathers. That's where you can find me with all my family things. And honestly, you'll see the same things on TikTok that you do Instagram. Is, for instance, I only use Instagram. My wife uses TikTok. So, as a prime example of why both platforms, that's why. Because some people get theirs on one, some people get theirs on another. Um, we also have the email. That's the dtfpod@hotmail.com. Again, the dtfpod@hotmail.com, and that's open for not registration. That's open for questions, comments, stories, advice, things you want me to cover on the podcast. If you want me to if you have question or knowledge about certain things, or you just want to talk, or you want to be a friend. If this was passed to you and you're a father that found this through a friend of a friend of a friend or something like that, and you want to be friends, hey, email me, dude, and awesome. Awesome. But if you have anything that you guys, any concerns, and my socials, those will just get flooded with a bunch of random bots and sugar mamas and sugar daddies everywhere on TikTok. Just if you want to email me directly, again, that's the dtfpod@hotmail.com. My two affiliations that I have with me are, again, the Dad Gang Co. Or Dad Gang Company, Dad Gang Co. on Instagram, Dad Gang. They give 15% off, and it's one of the greatest hats that I've ever put on my head. I honestly wear one every day. I'll change them in between my day depending on what I'm doing, so I don't get them dirty. But I do have the black on black for when I need to get down and dirty and do some dad work, hit the gym, hit some outside work. I got the black on black for those night missions, things like that. Just night stuff, whatever. But you represent it all the time, and thanks to you guys out there, Dad Gang, for representing and putting on a good product and really getting this out there and helping us change the way dads feel about ourselves and change the way that the world views dads. So thank you guys again over there at Dad Gang. Love you guys. Again, my promo code at checkout for 15% off is going to be Jacob90781. Again, that's Jacob, Jacob 90781, and that website is dadgang.co for 15% off. Secondly, we have the Upside app, which is a app it was originally started to help save people gas money. It was essentially working like a rebate. You pay full price at the pump right now, but 2 or 3 days later, you'll get a reimbursement of anywhere from 50 cents depending on how much gas you put to $2 or $3 depending on the special that they have per fill up per month. Like it all adds up, and it's totally cool. I use that money towards the end of the year, for again, like Christmas presents, buying things, those family dinners, those family events that we're planning for the holidays, and just like extra overwhelming things. I don't necessarily have a savings account, but I put gas, and I know that there's going to be a couple dollars at the end of the week. You could change it into a Home Depot card. You could put a Nike card. You can put it onto a Nike card, an Amazon gift card, Domino's gift card. I believe a couple years ago I did an Outback Steakhouse gift card. Or no, not Outback. Texas Roadhouse. So that the family and I could go eat. And it was great. It was $100, like $110 or $116 and change. But yeah, I haven't had a year where I haven't ended with at least $100 at the end of the year to put back towards me, and it's totally awesome. When you download that Upside app, nowadays it covers gas, it covers some grocery stores, and it also covers some restaurants. So you can get money back so many different ways, and rebates essentially is the way that I best explain it. To do what you guys are already doing and buying what you guys are already buying anyways, why not put some money back in your pocket, right? So once you get that Upside out downloaded, that invite code or the referral code that's going to ask you for, mine specifically is EK6QD. One more time, that's EK6QD for instant offers. I believe your first tank with that code, it'll give you 25 cents off per gallon. So that it's amazing. And then you'll get benefits, I get benefits, and anybody that you recommend after that benefits. Yes, it is a triangle, a pyramid scheme. Yes, but this is one that actually works in the favor for everybody just down here. So I advise taking full advantage of it because we all win when we're all saving money. Yeah, that looks like I got through everything. Yeah, okay, cool. A couple of shout outs. I forgot to shout out my guys on the last one, but shout out to the Chismes and Menudos podcast, Adriana, Ricky. Love you guys over there. And again, I will always thank you for the motivation to get my ass up and finally get this taken care of and this project done. So thank you guys, and go check them out over there on Instagram and wherever you can find your podcast. They're holding it down, really putting Dallas on the map with a bunch of things, and they're really just trying to grow the Dallas community and help put Dallas on the map in a bigger, brighter way. So if you guys know anybody that needs to be interviewed, hey, there's this up and coming artist, rapper, poet, anybody, and they're from the DFW area, man, check them out. Chismes and Menudos podcast on Instagram. Find them on Apple, find them on Spotify, find them everywhere you want, where you're listening to your podcast, and check them out and find out how you can get those people on there to help boost who they are and their fan base, or anybody just trying to look for them. You're like, hey, this guy's up and coming, he needs to be out in the world, man, check them out. They'll put them on there if they feel it's a fit, and help Dallas grow its scene. As we all know, it's growing in America. Why not grow what we do here in America and Texas as well? Our little things. We have our East Coast, we have our West Coast, but we don't have anything really in the middle. We have Austin, and so we're trying to just grow what Dallas is and the Dallas scene, and they're doing a really good job at that. So again, that's the Chismes and Menudos podcast. Adriana, Ricky, love you guys. This week, this one was a fun one, guys. I sat down with a longtime brother of mine, a longtime friend, Libni Villalobos, and shout out to everybody and anybody that knows him. Man, and this one was great. He has a son already, and he's actually expecting a daughter, and that's why I felt that this conversation, man, I wanted to, again, he's older than I am. I'm 30, so he's 31, 32. How his mindset is different, what's changing, if any changes are being made, not only having his second child, but it's a different sex altogether. He's now having a girl. And I just wanted to catch up and pick my friend's brain because of things that we grew up doing, grew up seeing, and stuff like that. Me and Libni have spent a lot of time together. We technically served together for a while. He was there when I graduated boot camp because he was in the Marines as well, and it was just a great time. He's one of my oldest friends. He's a great friend of mine, and I just wanted this conversation to happen. And thank you, Libni, for inviting me to your house so we could get this done. One thing I do want to clarify on this episode, it's been a few years since I finished changing the girls' diapers. Now we're into the boy, and what he's almost done with diapers as he's being potty trained is that at the end, I did send a piece of advice out, but I overthought it. So let me correct that now. If you have a daughter, when you start wiping, you wipe down away from going up. I had mentioned originally on the podcast with him at the end as a piece of advice to wipe up. And as I said it, I knew that it was wrong. I felt so icky about it. I said biscuits when and mentally when I said it wrong. Got home, asked the wife, and she was like, "No, yeah, you're right. You overthought it. You wiped down. I don't know why you said up, and I don't know why I said up either." So correction, gentlemen, dads, new time dads, having a girl, you have all boys, and now you have a girl. You open that diaper, and you're just like, "What am I supposed to do with this?" Wipe everything down. Also, you use the pamper as the first wipe down. Then you tuck it under the butt. And then you grab your first wipies and you wipe everything down to the pamper. And then when you pick the legs up, You wipe down. I felt like I had to correct that. That's probably a little too much, but that's what we're here for, right? That's the whole point of this podcast, is to help. I am going to put together a podcast soon of like newborn do's and don'ts or tricks and trades like that we've learned along the way. Again, I'm a 4-time dad. I don't know everything. My boy John Martinez over there from the other episode, he has 6 boys. You guys don't even know anything about boys. Find him. Find Adriana. That's Adriana's husband. Find Adriana. She'll give you some insight on some boys. But like say for whatever reason they had a girl. He might need some advice on that now because he hasn't done that. So, right, just laying down the foundation. That's what we're here for. Guys, wipe down. I can't believe I messed that up. But anyways, this was a great conversation. We got into a lot of things, a lot of questions that I've had from him growing up because I knew his mom was present, but like a single mom working. So I had to get that on question. But also, like me, he was raised without a father. He was raised by his older brother, Big Sexy, Sarn. Shout out to Big Sexy with glasses, Sarn Villalobos. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But he was raised by him. That was his father figure but technically he's only a couple of years older than us. So I wanted to know what the history was with his father, if there was a relationship, and we do get into that. And it was a great conversation, guys. I really loved this. It was fun. It was funny. And I can't wait to go back after a couple of months to see when baby's here, the change in how his attitude is and all that stuff. So without further ado, thank you for being here, guys. Stay safe, and please enjoy this episode between 2 lifelong friends. Thank you. Hey, what's up, guys? This is Jacob, host of the DTF Pod, stands for the Dudes to Fathers podcast. I'm here for another amazing interview, another sit down with another great dad, a good friend of mine, Libni Villalobos. This conversation, again, like I said previously, the holidays, we just kept missing each other. Long overdue conversation, but brother, thanks for having me. Thanks for sitting down with me. Hell yeah, dude. How you doing?
I'm good, man. No, thanks for having me. And welcome to the spot,
to
man.
Your lovely abode. And thanks for the fire. Romantic. He's trying to seduce me, guys.
Trying to make it hot in here, man. You got a little too much clothes on, man.
My bad. It's the shirt. Yeah. How you doing? Thanks. Oh, dude, I love your kid. That's the whole reason I'm here talking to you about your first one. Dude, your little boy downstairs, he's cute.
Thanks, man. Nah, I'm good, man. Everything's good. Blessed. Out here just trying to make it happen. And, it's stepping into this dad role, man. It's close to 2 years in April, and it still feels new.
Time flies, right?
Yeah, it still feels new. I feel like every single stage is new, and it's just like a new person, coming out, saying hi every single morning. Is like he's not the same he was yesterday or 2 weeks or 2 months ago.
Isn't it hard when like you notice that he's hitting his head on a certain thing, and then now he's not? Have you noticed that yet?
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. Yeah, he kind of like stops himself and
or because he's above it now. He sees it.
Yeah.
But before we get there, that's dude. I see it. I want to get deep. So before we get into like the what's happening now and stuff like that. And so again, dude, we've known each other since middle school now. I'd say half of our lives, and some of my fondest memories involve you. To be honest, when I graduated boot camp, you being there. When I got home and we went to that Ranger game, I told the wife recently about a certain song that reminds me of you from when we played football together. You remember we were on the F Troop? Remember that? We were on the F Troop?
Yeah, bro.
We've been through some shit, me and you, and
long time, man.
Dude, yeah, you've been in some of my fondest memories in life and young childhood, and thanks for those, to be honest.
Yeah, man.
But it all relates to what we're here to talk about. Again, I was raised without a father with different circumstances, and one thing I've never really questioned or wanted to delve into or ask you, but I feel is good now, is whatever happened to you. I know you and Sarn were raised by shout out to Big Sexy.
Shout out to
Big Sexy, bro.
Well, that's good.
But I know that you guys were raised by mom pretty much most of the time, and I never wondered where was dad. I wonder what's up with that.
Man, he went for some milk and just never came back, man. It's
no way.
Nah, I was kidding.
Oh, bro, heartbroken and shit, bro. Like, oh, dude.
Nah, dude. So,
got me.
Nah, man. So, man, let's get into it, man. I'm not gonna hold any punches back. I'm just gonna get in there. So he had another family off to the side.
Oh, no way.
And my mom didn't know this, and she found out when she was pregnant with me.
Oh,
yeah.
Whoa. And
Yeah.
is dad local or is he at home?
Nah, dude. So just a quick little background story. My mom moved from El Salvador to Virginia,
Okay.
Fairfax area,
Oh, nice.
and I don't know. I actually don't really know their story all too well. I never really cared to ask, but she found out that he had another family, and so she decided to move to Texas when she was pregnant with me, and she moved in with my uncle.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I did see him here and there, but not good enough to like. I was still young to where I can't really remember those.
Like he would just
times.
just kind of check in to say he was a dad.
Bro, he'd stop by and drop like $50 a year, and just head out,
keep it moving.
Yeah, keep it moving.
But that's your and Saren's dad. Like y'all.
Yeah, I'm sure Saren can remember him a little bit better.
Okay,
but,
yeah,
yeah, but I have very faint memories of him, bro, because I was young.
Okay,
I was very young. Well, I don't want to like fast forward too much, but I met him in the Marine Corps.
What do you mean you met him in the Marine?
Yeah,
like
I reached out to him. So I was I was stationed in Quantico, Virginia.
Okay, I was gonna ask you, didn't you pass through there for a little bit?
Yeah. So I was in Quantico, Virginia, and
you were like,
and I hit his ass up.
You're here?
Yeah, I hit his ass up. Oh, I don't know.
No, we cuss.
Okay. Yeah. I hit him up, man. I hit him up, and we set an arrangement to meet, and we did.
How was that?
It was crazy, dude. So
adrenaline like never before, right?
Man, so
like nerves.
At that time, bro, like I was in the Marines, and I was an E4. That's a corporal.
Yeah.
And I was like in the zone, right? Like
right,
full of testosterone, just like I felt
you
like I was the man. Yeah,
dude. You were what like a standard Marine is supposed to look like. Shape, PT, your shooting score, all that. Like you were there.
Meritorious promotions up until that point, even sergeant. But I digress. I had a
we're not there yet.
Yeah.
We're not gonna talk about that.
Anyways, so I didn't really have a filter. I didn't really care. About many things. So I just kind of did what I wanted. I'm sure I was aware of consequences in regards to like, punitive actions, but
for sure,
in the social realm,
where you could like, I can speak to somebody or this and that. Like, no, I'm gonna talk to you. Like,
in the social realm, I didn't care because I didn't really have a filter.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Anyways, so I called my mom. I was like, "Hey, mom, do you have an aunt or uncle's number that we can get a hold of?"
Oh, no way.
Javier. That's his name.
Of course it's a Javier, bro. Shout out to the Javiers out there, bro.
Shout out to Javiers, man. Yeah. And Francisco's. Shout out to the Panchos. Yeah. So I was able to get a hold of him, man.
And no issues. Mom was like, "You want to reach out? Like that's cool. Dude, like do that."
Man, my mom, I love her to death. She gave me her number, or I was able to get his number. And I was like, "Hey, it's
yo, what's up?"
It's your boy.
Literally,
literally, yeah. And
my bad.
that was really good, actually.
Mic drop.
So I was like, "Hey, it's Slibney," and he's like, "Who?"
Oh, damn.
Yeah, no, that's not good, bro.
I'm here. I'm wondering if you heard about our Savior, Lord Jesus Christ.
Have you? I'm here to call you about your warranty and car insurance.
Damn,
warranty.
Was that like? But he said he didn't recognize you. Was it just offhand? You caught him off guard, like he knew.
Yeah,
who you were, right?
I think that's what it was. He's like, "Yeah, your son," and like,
and then he was like, "Oh, Libby."
Yeah.
Okay. All joking aside, it just took him a second.
And man, so up until that point, man, one of my biggest fears growing up was to not be like him. I think he set a good example of what not to do.
And that's that's kind of how I've lived my life. Like the way that I'm a father now is a result of the inactions or the missing filters that I had or things like that. I'm like, well, I didn't want that. Let me correct that. Yeah. Let me change that. Right. To your point. No, and that's how I've gone about being a father so far as well.
No, yeah, man. So yeah, that inaction is spot on. Where he was absent,
completely absent.
Yeah. So that was like my whole thing. Like whenever I have kids, nothing's gonna stop me from being there.
Right.
Right.
And
so And so my biggest fear at that point was to be anything like him.
Okay.
And when I met him, man, it was a trip. It was a trip.
Why?
Because we were almost identical in regard to the way we talk and regard to like where we stand, like
just in ideals, right? Like ethics, morals.
Yeah, just about almost anything. And
you're more like him than you expected.
So my brother, people used to say that my brother looks like him, but now I would say like I act like him because he's very social. He's very charismatic. He's not bad looking.
You're like, damn it! Yeah, I want to say something bad.
I wanted to be ugly.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, no, man. He was funny. Like everybody that he would talk to in his circle, like I don't know if they were expecting me to come and they knew about me and they were on their best behavior and just hyping them up, but
it all seemed genuine. That's
it
him.
all seemed genuine. Yeah, exactly.
Dang.
Yeah, and yeah, dude. And so I mean, eventually, after all that, I kind of put him off to the side, and we were able to have a real conversation.
Of course. Yeah. And how did that go? Like, once you, how long did you spend with him? I guess.
I saw him about 2 times. That one time where we met up the first time, and he went to my graduation from MSG, which is Marine Security Guard.
Yeah.
That are the listeners that don't know.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. And so
that's cool.
Yeah, and so he showed up and he was there.
How'd you feel? Like, did you invite him, or he just, or like?
Yeah, I
invited
invited
him,
him, man. I invited him. So after the talk, so the talk kind of went like this. I asked him, "So what's up, man? What happened?
Why?"
Yeah, and he's like, "Nah, just so whenever you guys were born, I saw you guys a couple times, and then the times became longer and less frequent, and I just became a little bit embarrassed." And then
his pride really hit him, right?
And then years went by, and then he was like, I'm even more embarrassed now because now years have gone by, and then decades, and I was like, man, that's a sorry ass excuse. That's sorry, man. That's trash. And he's like, no, I know. This conversation was in Spanish, by the way, and yeah, like I didn't have a filter, so I was like, nah, this what has been.
Is in Spanish? Oh, yeah. Dang.
Yeah. Shout out to all the Spanish listeners out there.
Shout out! I didn't know he was bilingual like that.
Tune in to Telemundo.
Stop, bro. Sponsored by. No, it wasn't.
No, but yeah, man. So that happened, and he was kind of like tripping over his words, and I can tell I caught him off guard.
I mean, of course,
yeah,
of course, dude. Like. And I guess the one thing that I always have problems with is like when something bad happens to you, the person that did it is always like, I don't remember that happening. Like, no, it didn't happen like that or whatever, right? Like, did he like not say, like, did he own up to some of that stuff?
He owned up to all of it, man.
Dude, good.
Yeah, he had what seemed to be good character, which was a trip.
Now.
Yeah, but and
how old were they?
Again, shout out to Siren Big Sexy. My boy can't stand his ass.
Of course, because he was there.
Yeah,
he remembers.
Yeah,
like, Of course, and it's always going to be like that for the older ones because they remember, unfortunately, and so it sucks. Dude, I'm glad that you did that though. How did you feel about like? Did you talk to him still? Like, are you on communication?
So I basically told him, man, like, look, man, this is the first and only time I reach out to you. After this, if you want to continue a relationship with me, it's up to you to seek me out. And he did for a bit. And he actually called me not too long ago. I would say less than a year ago.
Awesome. Give him a gold star. Good job.
No, but it's been a minute since, but I mean, at least he picks up the phone.
And he knows to try, and he knows that it's okay. Because I know, like sometimes, like dads that I've been around too, they've been so far away from their kids, they don't know if it's even okay to reach out.
Yeah.
And so I guess he knows that it's okay, and then like life gets busy. We have kids, but that's the problem. We get busy and have kids, and like you don't even get a part of the pictures and the memories, bro. Like you've chosen to completely be out of this. Like that's why.
Nah, and I get it, bro. Like so. He's a grown man, and I'm a grown man, and I'm not sitting by my phone, waiting for his call or voicemail.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting him to call. Like if he decides he's never going to call for the rest of his life, that's all right. If he decides to call here in 5 minutes, that's also all right.
Okay.
You know, it's not a big
But
deal to me.
you made your peace and you got your resolution, your resolve
Yeah.
to those things. No, dude, and that's good because I mentioned it in one of the podcasts, but like I similarly had a relationship with my father back in 20 or when I was like 25. So right when our 5-year-old now was born. It actually was on a Marine Corps birthday. It was amazing. Lit off, bro. But you know, things were going good. I'm sitting there talking to him, and I pulled up to my tia's, his sister's house, and like knowing what was up, and I seen his car, and I was like, oh, dude, like I looked at Jazz, like the wife, and was like, hey, dude, like it's about to go down. She was like, calm down, and I was like, no, I just have some questions. Like it's been so long since I've seen him, like this and that, and we were talking for a few months here and there, and throughout the day, you know, there were like conversations that we have here and there, and oh yeah, dude, that'd be cool. Like, oh, I've never shot a gun. Like, oh, well, I'm a shooter, bro. Like, I was like, bro, like I can survive off the land, bro. Like, I can do all that stuff. And he was like, no way, I've never been camping. I was like, what a bitch. But also like, okay, cool. Like, okay, cool. I'll show you some bonding time, right? Father-son bonding time. But then I pulled him aside like towards the end, you know, had some liquid courage by the end of the night, and I pulled him aside, and he chose to have his new wife standing right there next to us. And when I asked him a deep question, he looked at her, and I knew the answer to the question, but I wanted to know. And then he chose to look at me man to man and lied to my face again. And when I was in middle school, when I was in elementary, there was an incident in which I got like jumped for playing sports at school, and he threatened to fight me. Like, dude, I was in 6th grade. Like, calm down. Fast forward. 17 years old, going to the Marine Corps. Me and my father never really had a good relationship growing up, and so I had some resolved questions that, like, dude, you don't even call me. Like, are you gonna call me? This and that. And you know, I'll take accountability as a son. I didn't call him, but also like one thing I've learned as a parent is that like, yo, it's not their responsibility to call us. Like, those are my children. If I want, like, they have phones now. If I want to talk to them, I better call my daughters. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they don't have to call me unless it's something important or a question, but like, they don't have to call me. I'm supposed to call them. But perspective, I guess, right? For the elders to us, like, we're taught to call them, like, you respect your mother and thy father, all of this, right? And that moment when we had that conversation at the park with my mom, a truth was revealed there that was really unnecessary to have been revealed at that time. It was just premature, and my mom wanted to get back at him. And so words came to words, and he looked at me in rage, and obviously was like, you want to fight me? Let's fight. I was like, dude, like, I'm not about to fight you over the lies that y'all just told me. So 25, I looked at him.
You were 25?
I was 25 when it happened the third time. And you know, as a man, he made a decision, and we'll get there. And but like, you know, so I asked him like, hey, dude, like, how old were you when you were gonna have me, for instance? He was like 23, 22, and I was like, okay. And I was like, you know, I've never seen any pictures of you around my birth. You know, what's up with that? And he was like, well, your grandma this and your mom this, and people didn't want me. Oh, okay, bro. Okay, cool, right? So then why didn't you file for child support yourself, right? That's something I tell dads nowadays. Like, if you really want to be there, you're not with the mom, like, dude, file on child support, because if she does it, she's gonna take advantage of it, right? And I was like, so why? She's like, oh, you know, the system, I didn't want them, this and that. And I was just like, dude, like, all I hear from you are excuses, like, no reasons. I was like, dude, you don't realize, like, I was 17 when I had my kid, and I know that there are younger kids out there, but I went through a yelling by her parents in a room by myself, and her doctor mom or her doctor dad and her very powerful mom yelled at me for hours, bro. Like, you ruined her life, you ruined her. And I walked up and was like, but you know what? You're not going to tell me I can't see my daughter.
Yeah.
Y'all say what you want to say. Feel how you want to feel, but you're not going to tell me I can't see my kid. And I told him that, and I was like, I was 17. And he was like, man, I'm sorry you had to go through that. I was like, bro, I don't care about your sorry. I was like, I can't believe you're such a coward. I told him that too, and he looked at me like, he gave me a me look, like, the what? And I was like, yeah, bro, like, you're a coward, bro, because like, couldn't nobody and won't everybody ever tell me that I can't see my kids. Even if like me and my wife have, like, bro, I'm gonna see my kids. We cannot talk. I'm gonna see my kids though.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and was just like, man. So then the other question that I asked him pertaining to like my mom and this, and then so when he looked at me and like lied to my face, and I was like, dude, look, I'm gonna grab another beer because I know you just lied to me. I'm gonna give you a few minutes to say goodbye. when I come back outside from using the restroom and grabbing a beer, if you're not in your truck, I'm going to put you in it. Well, he was headed to his truck, but it had been so many times that this had gone on that I was like, you know what? Today's the day. If I'm going to be the villain, I'm going to be the villain.
Hey,
I went out
stand on it.
I went onto the curb, and I just remember tucking my beard, and I was just barking, bro. Just blah, 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 blah. He closed the door to his wife, opened the door for his driver's side, looked at me, and I was like, you know what, bro? Like, you're just the biggest bitch I've ever known in my life. Like, I can't even believe I'm related to you. And he said, what did you say? Closed his door, was on the wrong side of that door. As a man, was on the wrong side of that door. He had a decision. He could have gotten the truck and just drove away and let me just be immature. But like, I knew what I was doing. I was instigating it, and and that went down. I beat his ass. And I'm not saying like, I am proud of it, to be honest. But
Right.
but because people ask me like, does that make you feel better? And I was like, you know what? Genuinely, it does, because even there to my face, he had the opportunity to be better than that. And he lied. He took the opportunity instead to lie to me again. And that was his decision. And I was just tired of being lied to. And I'm tired of being taken advantage of. But those are those conversations that those dads and those generations of people, they just don't want to have. Mm-hmm. They don't want to have. And I hate that my situation escalated that far. Sometimes I do feel that way. Like, I wish it would have gone a different journey, at least conversation-wise. But, we were both intoxicated. Things got to things, and but I'll stand on that. Like, I did what I did, but he also could have chose another path,
Right.
and closed the door and drove off. And it is what it is. But I do feel better about it. We haven't talked since. It's been 4 or 5 years. Haven't spoken since. I reached out.
You did reach out?
Yeah, I reached out. His sister was like, "Hey, he's looking for drivers. You're looking for work," and I was like, "Whatever." And he never messaged me back, and I was like, I wouldn't message me back either.
Yeah, dude.
But
If Levy ever freaking wakes up one day and whoops my ass, man, I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably chop off my balls and hand it to him. Like, here you go, son. These are yours.
You earned that.
Yeah, these are yours.
And that's what. And so Jazz is like, one day you might have to do that with Jake, right? Because JJ, that's our son's name. He's like, and I was like, man, the difference is I'm prepared for that. Like, my dad loses fights. I don't lose fights.
I'm gonna be up there. I'm not gonna let myself.
Like, I
go,
look
man.
like this right now, but I'm working on it, bro. Like, I'm just trying to get back in like in healthier shape. But bro, like, I don't lose fights. He does,
Yeah, man.
But that's sad, those sad stuff out of the way. Like,
well, I don't think that was sad.
I don't
think it was sad. It's just
rough topics sometimes.
Yeah, no, man. I can talk about that and not feel a bit of like anything really, because he was nothing to my life,
and that's so unfortunate, bro. Like, cause you're and this is something I used to ask, like why don't you want to be a part of me? Like, aren't something I'm worth being proud of?
Yeah.
Like, I've never been in trouble. I've never been to jail. I did some time in the military. I'm raising a family. I have bought my own house at 28 with no, like, aren't I something to be proud of? Like, wouldn't you want to reach out and be like a part of, but dude, like, perspective, right? Like, I don't know what he's like and what his pride will allow or not allow him to do. But also I realized that I may have burned that bridge as well when those actions went down that day. But I mean, it is what it is. That it was but no. You were saying like, it still kind of bothers me, I guess.
Yeah.
To me, anyways. Because I've just always been confused about why not this and why this.
See, I think our situations are very different because
For sure.
your dad was around.
Yeah. He check in and but like around, like lived here.
Yeah, he was around.
Yeah.
My dad was like nowhere in the vicinity. Like,
Dude, completely other state.
Because we had a single mom, didn't speak a lick of English. Like, barely knew how to get to work and back. Like, she didn't really know the streets. We didn't have Google Maps growing up.
Yeah, we didn't.
Yeah, so there's nowhere we could go. We barely left the city, like where we were living
In Virginia.
No, here in Dallas.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so much less go all the way to Virginia or him come down. So
Or nowhere to go.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Are you talking about over there on Brockbank?
Yeah.
Shout out to Santa Fe. Yeah, shout out Santa Fe Apartments. Bro, crazy enough, like my job, I deliver Amazon packages. I delivered a package to our apartments the other day.
Yeah, man.
Bro, that's crazy. We lived there at the same time, bro. And I didn't know you guys, but we lived there at the same time.
Yeah.
I lived right above the office.
Wait, what?
I lived right above the office. bro.
Wait, I think we had this conversation a while
we've
back.
had it before.
Yeah.
We had it before.
I remember.
Yeah. I could look out from my balcony and see those fucking piece of shit tires.
The tires,
the playground,
the tires, man.
Bro,
all right, so just for the audience to know, man, we used to live in these apartments, man, ghetto.
Ghetto,
we were badass kids,
Rock
man.
Bank and Lombardi, right there.
Yeah, by Paisano.
Paisanos, we're right there.
Yeah.
Like that's where we grew up.
Yeah, man. So this little playground, man, it was right in front of the mailboxes.
Yup.
And
redone, by the way, 2024. It's been reconstructed.
Yeah, I saw that.
Really?
Yeah. There's an actual playground.
Yeah, there's an actual playground. Not tires from Theo's job site.
You know, screw it. Put some tires in there.
Yeah, let them play. It's fine. Que jueguen con los rocks. It's fine.
Man. So so it was 4 tires. They were kind of like in the ground, propped up, and I guess you jump around. The tires go under them, or do what? Use your imagination.
Go through them. Like, it was really horrible, but it was something to do to get outside. If not, just go across the street and play at Salvador Elementary.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
But we lived there at the same time. I
times.
didn't know you guys, which would have been awesome. Would have been awesome. But yeah. How did you guys end up there? Like, you guys come from Virginia and you end up on Brockbank. How did that happen? Like, of all places, why Dallas when y'all made that move?
Yeah, for sure. So all right. So I kind of want to get into the topic of my mom.
I want to talk about your mom. To be honest. Yeah.
So and this is a good segue.
Yeah.
So my mom, I esteem her so much and I love her so much. Because of her, I am who I am, and that's extremely important. Had my biological father been there, he would have definitely, kind of pissed in the water well.
Okay.
So he would have tainted us, and both of his sons now are in prison. And I think
your other brothers?
Yeah, and I think his daughter from I don't know, some other person, not my mom, not his wife, some other person. I don't know. I think she's pregnant or something. I don't know, but she's not doing very good either. And so if he was in the picture, man, I feel like we would be in prison. Yeah, we would have been in prison. We'd have been slanging. We'd have been doing something. And
yeah, you guys are good guys. Like you and brother, y'all good guys.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my mom. So my mom, she was living with my uncle.
Okay.
And then I think she moved with a friend, Doña Pancha. Shout out to her. Yeah. Doña Francisca.
Yeah.
And so my mom was just like, man, I need my own apartment. So we moved in Santa Fe, 1 bedroom, me and my brother.
Yep.
And there,
but however, those bedrooms were pretty big.
Yeah, they're pretty good size. And man, we grew up in the back of the apartments in Santa Fe. I don't know if you know, but there's like a lot, like a grassy, like little knoll. Yeah. That's where we used to play football. That's where we used to play soccer. And we used to live on those apartments. But yeah, dude, my mom, she said, I'm gonna go move somewhere and be on my own. And she moved there to Santa Fe. We were there for a good, I don't know, maybe 10 years until I was a senior in high school.
And then y'all moved up north, right?
Yeah, we moved to Section 8, bro. Section 8.
Hey, nice house, bro.
Yeah, man.
This shit was nice.
Yeah, dude, Section 8. So we
was
were
that Frankfurt?
No. That's I'm talking about. It was on King's Drive or King's Road, kind of by downtown. It's close to
I didn't know that.
It's close to I don't know if I can say this, the Gabrielhood.
Oh, I don't know if you can say that either. I guess it's been said.
Yeah.
Yeah. I understand. No, I didn't realize that y'all lived there for a while. When did y'all move? When did mom move up north?
After those apartments.
Okay.
Yeah. The year I went to the Marine Corps.
Okay.
Yeah. So 2010, August, she moved to those apartments, and I think the very next day I left for the Marine Corps.
Like you helped move and was like,
yeah,
well, that sucked. I'm glad I rested.
Yeah.
Boot camp, here I come.
Yeah, no, but from after Santa Fe, I was still in high school.
Yeah.
Moved to Red Bricks. That's what, because it was white bricks and red bricks.
Oh, so
in Section 8. Yeah.
I don't know if I can say that.
To the Beehive.
I don't know if we can say that. My bad.
No, and so after that, she moved over by that area. I don't want to, give the crossroads.
No. It's actually at the grid point location.
Yeah. So I'll send you
the GPS coordinates. Yeah. We'll post them later.
Same location. Yeah.
That's awesome. What I've always wanted to know about your mom, and if you're okay talking about, is what happened. I believe senior year, junior year, where you were gone for a while. That didn't mom have like a major surgery operation?
Yes, man. Oh man.
Speaking of the saint that she is,
yeah.
I know something very serious happened, and I just don't know what it was.
Nah, man. So my mom was like my mom and my dad. She played both roles, and she was very good at both. But there was a point in time, man, with her health. And I was in high school. I was
that's
football. Yeah, we were in the same.
Yeah, I think we were junior. I think you were a junior because I'm a year under you.
Yeah, man.
I think you were a junior or senior. I feel like you were a junior.
Yeah, so I was definitely a junior because I was working at Speed Zone.
Yeah,
shout out to Speed Zone. Yeah,
rest in peace, Speed Zone.
Shout out to Speed Zone.
I remember those were great times when we'd be
shot.
like, "Hey, Livney, we're coming up there." Like, come on up, bro.
Hey, y'all, if y'all haven't tuned in the episodes before this one. There's another homie. He used to work at Speed Zone too. That's his first job.
His first job, bro. Shout out to Speed Zone.
That's my first job too, man. Mr. Williams, the counselor, he got me that job.
Oh, I sometimes still see him.
Word?
Yeah, in Addison. Sorry. But no, dude, Speed Zone. I actually applied there and I didn't get hired.
You should have talked to Mr. Williams.
I should have, bro. I really should have
put you on.
Oh, but okay. So all that being said, you remember that because that was your junior year.
Yeah. So back to the hard topics.
The hard stuff. Let's dive in.
Stay focused.
Let's dive in hard.
So no, but real talk. So man, I was about to say something real selfish. I was about to say, I was going through it, but my mom was going through it.
Oh, that perspective.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
you were.
Yeah.
But she was.
Yeah.
On a whole nother level.
No, but so she had a tumor in her head.
Okay, I remember that.
She had a tumor in her head.
And how serious was that? Like, to be honest, like, I mean, it's a tumor.
It was extremely serious, man, and it was all the way as serious as it could get. She obviously wasn't in a coma or anything, but we got the news. It was hard, and I was working at Speed Zone. That's the reason why I mentioned it is because she wasn't working anymore, and so we had to pull in the resources where we could.
Oh crap!
Yeah, and I
had no idea.
Yeah, dude, and that's why I didn't go to a lot of the practices,
and games and stuff. You just checked out.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's crazy. I can't believe you remember that.
I remember that.
And man, one day I go into Coach Evans' office, bro. I like Coach Evans.
I love Coach Evans.
Yeah, I like Coach Evans a lot, man. I go in his office, man, and I'm balling out. Of course. And I'm like, man, I can't play for you anymore. I gotta stop. I literally
cannot.
Yeah, I gotta stop playing. I gotta get off the team, and I gotta be off the team, and whatever. I was basically saying goodbye.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, you're not off the team. You're still on the team.
Go handle your business.
Yeah, and then come back, and we'll be here.
We'll be here.
Yeah.
This is temporary. We'll be here.
Yeah. Yeah, and man, dang. Was I forever grateful for that team, man, because I would have like team members bring me like casseroles of things and just check in on you. Looking out. How are you doing? Yeah, shout out to Joe Astorga, man. He was there too. Joe. Yeah, he was one of the ones. And X, bro, like we would always kind of like clown on each other, bro. I'd call Joe like a stupid Mexican, and
of course,
and X like a gorilla looking, whatever, bro. Whatever it was. But like during those times, like I don't want to say our dynamic changed, but like. It was more like like we're men and we're like,
because things are different, bro. Like once you cross that threshold and it's like I'm working for fun, it's like no, I have to work. Like it goes from like I'll take whatever hours to like, dude, what hours can you give me? Like I need it. And some people out there, like unfortunately and fortunately for you guys, you don't understand those hardships of like having to work at 16 or 15 to have to provide. And good for you, like nothing. No hardship for you or no guilt you should ever feel for not having to experience something bad like that. But like, take your blessings of like that you didn't have to do that and you could enjoy your opportunities, your monies. Because I didn't realize that. I didn't realize it was that severe.
Yeah, dude. And so,
one thing I want like, I always ask this when it comes to tumors and cancers. How did she find out? Like, and how was it so late? I feel like y'all found out.
So, man, this story is such a trip. So she was having headaches, migraines, serious headaches.
Okay.
And I think she had like a bump on her head.
Okay.
And she did have a bump on her head. Like it was like a gummy almost type of material, yeah. and she went to go get checked. Sure enough, it was what it was.
Did y'all like? I think this is bad. Like,
Yeah, dude.
like,
So,
mom, you need to go get checked tomorrow.
no, so we thought it was gonna be terminal.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we thought it was gonna be terminal.
I guess expect the worst.
Yeah.
Hope for the best.
And we're just praying it wasn't cancerous, the tumor. And yeah, man, I remember my brother and I would just be in the apartment alone. We would go to the hospital every single day.
Yeah.
But when it was time to go home, like, that was sad, bro. That was so sad.
Y'all are seniors and sophomore in high school,
Yeah,
junior in high school.
It was crazy, man.
And like, and having to go home, like,
Yeah, and my brother really was the rock for me, bro. Like, he was that guy. Like,
yeah.
I would put on a facade, but inside I was mush. Maybe he felt the same way, but I would look at him and get strength from him.
Like older responsibility,
Yeah,
older brother.
yeah,
like,
he was there,
Yeah.
bro. He really stepped up.
Yeah,
he
dude.
really stepped up. And the crazy thing about this story, man, is I think right before surgery, they're going to cut her open. It was gone. It was completely gone.
What?
Yes, my mom swears it's a miracle. I'm starting to like be on that bandwagon, but she said she would pray and pray and pray, and then like something happened, and the next day she didn't have that little ball on her head anymore, and
What?
and the doctor was like, this is unprecedented, and so
She got a medal for that.
they took tests, and they're like, yeah, there's nothing here.
So they didn't have to cut her open
No.
anymore? Like, I would have cut her open just to be safe.
Yeah,
like,
and I was like, no, I was like, you
please
need to have 10 tests,
bro. Like, cut her
10
open
tests.
and just somebody needs to get in there and see that it's. I need visual confirmation.
And after the 10th test, do another test, like something. And so,
what?
yeah, man, and to this day, she's fine. She's healthy. She's hanging out.
Bro, what?
Yeah, bro, I'm telling you, this story's a trip.
That's insane, dude. Like, and I
Yeah.
never knew that.
Yeah.
That's a. Oh, bro. Let me take a drink.
I'm gonna
with
take
that.
a drink of this,
Bro.
man.
Yeah, pour me one, bro. That's amazing, bro. Shout out to that.
Yeah.
As we're getting older, I hate talking about it, but I feel like more and more like lately things have been happening to like calling me back to like religion, and we'll talk about that. another time.
Why is that your reaction?
Let's shoot this.
Cheers to mama.
Cheers to mom. Hey, shout out
Yeah.
to you. That's amazing. Why is that my reaction to religion? I've grown up with like so I grew up in a woman household, and it dawned on me a few years ago that I was baptized Catholic, and I remember that. And then I remember around 5 years old, we started going to Christian church. I didn't understand why, and I still don't understand why, who, what, when, where, why, right? But I've come to understand that, like, looking at the people that raised me and stuff like that, they did the best that they can. Again, like you were saying, we're all adults, and I don't hold any ill will to anybody. I just have realizations about things that I saw. And I think that we left Catholicism for the wrong reasons. And we maybe went to Christianity because Christianity says that you as long as you make good, you're in. As long as you make good and you confess and we talk about it to God, and you're in. And I just feel like that got manipulated in my household in the way that I was raised, and so I fought that as an adult. I have fought that because I never wanted to misconstrue or manipulate my kids in any way. And I don't like, if I'm gonna lie to them, I'm gonna lie to them, but I'm not gonna tell them it's because of this reason or because God said this or because I used to get used in the worst ways around my household. And like we talk about things now, me and my wife, and she's like, dude, where did you hear that from? I was like, that's what I was told. And she was like, yeah, I don't know why you were told that. Like, that's not why things happen. That's not why, like, and I was like, well, that's how I was raised. But then there was also a side where, I know a lot more about like brujeria, like dark, like magic, than I'm supposed to. And that's been
out of my,
yeah. and that's been brought to my attention as an adult. Like but because like, from what I understand, like my mom knows a lot about those things. And there was mention of my oldest cousin that like his mom, may Chris rest in peace, But that like he was locked in a shed for like a week or two because his mom was dating a warlock, an Oak Cliff, and like he came out and his eyes changed colors because he was in there for so long. They like went from like a dark brown to like a hazel. That's how long he was in there, like 2 weeks, no light or anything, bro.
That's
Like
a trip.
crazy, bro. Like, and I know so much more about like those things that I'm supposed to. And so like so when I talk about like religion and things, like that's my reaction to it. Like I haven't been asking for signs, but signs have been presenting themselves to me. And so while that's my reaction, it's still intimidating to me. And I don't know if I want to come back acceptingly as well, but I'm discovering, I'm searching, I'm opening myself up to things. Me and Jazz have talked about going back to church and bringing it back. I'm not opposed to it. It's just how it's found me has caught me off guard. I guess that's the best way to say it. Not that it's my reaction that way, but like I have fought religion for a while because of how I feel like it was misconstrued in my family.
Yeah.
And Jazz too, kind of like we've never gone to church as like a couple, but both of us can be like, but because like look what religion has done to like people we know and like relationships and things like, and we're like, dude, like that's bad. Like
That is.
when I can just lie at home or I can just be sinful wherever, like instead of being at church. And I hate to get deep on like that and a little off topic, but dude, then miracles happen like that, like your mom, and it's just like, dude, like I can't explain that, whether it be God or whoever we want to call him at that figure. Like, dude, that was a higher power, and like that's amazing.
Yeah,
I got to credit where it's due, and like I love that, and I love that happened, but I can't explain it, and I think it's amazing, but I don't know. That's just, I love that you asked me that because I don't know how I wanted to get into that eventually down the road, but you know,
nah, man. It's...
like I know you're going to church a lot nowadays, and like has that always been a thing for you, like to go to church?
So it's a little bit complicated.
Okay, I mean I completely understand.
This is another trippy story, man. It's trippy, man.
Is it finding you?
It's yeah, but there's like a Shyamalan twist in there somewhere.
Are we
yeah,
going?
yeah,
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So I grew up in a cult. I didn't realize it was a cult until I was maybe about, I don't know, 15, 16, 17.
You were in a cult?
Yeah, man.
What do you mean?
So
I guess we'll get there.
Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. So the church is supposed to be a Christian church.
Okay.
That's what it's masked. That's the mask.
Okay.
It's a Christian church. But there's a guy, he's supposed to be God sent.
Okay.
And he's supposed to be the apostle.
Okay, like he told y'all that. Like
yeah, like
okay.
He's like, so about 3 generations ago, of the current apostle, his grandfather,
his grandfather.
he was like, God told me I'm chosen. I saw it in the stars. The stars
okay
changed, and it said, from now on, your name will be whatever it is, Aaron, and you're going to be the apostle, and you're going to be the bridge between earth and heaven.
Whoa.
Yeah, and yeah, so basically F Jesus, right? Like, yeah.
I'm the new one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's where the church started. It's called La Luz del Mundo. It's on HBO, and it's on Netflix now.
What?
Yeah.
When did you discover? Before this or because of this?
No. A long time ago.
Okay.
Bro,
Okay.
Yeah. And so my brother and I, we were on the same page, and my brother was a little bit more bold with it. Like one day he was just like, I'm just not going to church, and then I was a little bit more like, I don't want to say I'm mama's boy, but I was a little bit more like,
what mom says.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, what's she gonna think? I don't want to hurt my mom's feelings. I like, whatever. And so I would still abide. And my brother was just like, nah. Like, yeah, he took a stance. Yeah,
like this.
Yeah, yeah. And so this church, man, we found out that after that guy died, his son Samuel said, I'm the new apostle because God told me, it was in a dream, whatever. Okay. And then when he died, it was his son. And never in the Bible does it have like somebody that is that guy, and then his son is that guy, and then his son is that guy.
Like a ruler, like a dynasty.
Yeah,
right?
like that's literally what it is. It's a dynasty.
Okay.
And so I was just, by the second one, I was checked out.
Okay.
I wasn't even in when the third one came around. But so yeah, so like there's a whole sex scandal behind it, bro. Like they were
Whoa.
like,
Yeah, it's its own sect. And then
yeah,
how was it a cult? Like what? How many followers did they have? Was it?
it's worldwide.
Oh,
It
dang.
started in Guadalajara, Mexico, and they would find these broken people that just were
Of course,
just
and
broken.
of course, it's always the
And
broken.
yeah, like give them this Kool-Aid, drink it, you know, and they own these people, man. They are so, including someone really close to me, but like they're so brainwashed.
Dude.
I'm just gonna say it, including my mom.
No, but it's one of those things that she's done it for so long.
Yeah. But the thing is, bro,
Is
like
it still around?
yeah, it's still
Okay,
around.
okay.
And then so after like all of this has come to light, the sex scandal, they were following kids, bro, kids, freaking animals, freaking like church members, married people, like these three guys, yeah, and they had groomers, the whole thing, bro,
Dude.
the whole thing,
Dude.
and all this came to light. And there's the followers still fall under like, no, it's all like the devil's doing and this and that.
And okay, that could be believable.
Yeah.
It's the devil's, but no, dude. Like no. One of the greatest things that I did was in my search, because so while I say that about like my religious views and everything, I've never stopped looking. I'm an art nerd. I love art. I've gone to so many exhibits. I look at so many things. I've taken so many art classes. I took an art class in college at Brookhaven, and then after that semester, I had to take another arts class or something of the sort. So I took Intro to World Religion for my philosophy class. Whoa, that was one of the deepest semesters of my life, bro. And one of the greatest things. I went to I can't remember what it. I went to a temple. I believe it's a temple, like a Hindu temple, and I saw like a ritual being performed. We delved into sects and cults and all religions, bro. Buddhism, and it was just the most fascinating 4 months of my life, cool. Bro. It was great. But I've never stopped looking.
Yeah.
But dude, but like knowing that, I didn't even realize there was a cult in Dallas.
Yeah.
Like that's.
Well, it's mass under Christianity. Well, anyways, so I eventually, just to kind of cut to the very end.
Yeah.
I eventually came back to religion after just being completely turned off. So I always knew there was a higher power.
Okay. Yeah. And I don't deny that either.
Yeah. And I always knew there was a higher power, but I was so turned off by religion. So I in that like little instinct, after that I kind of went to Buddhism. Then when I was in Istanbul, I practiced Islam. Well, not practice, but like, just kind of like
learn the teachings.
Yeah.
And great religions to learn from, bro. Like
So practice was definitely the wrong word. And then when I came back, I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna just believe in a higher power and not be a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna be a dick, be a big dick.
Yeah, exactly.
The biggest,
the main vein, baby.
Main vein.
And so Viv and I, my wife, she kind of felt the same way. Like we just didn't go to church. But when we started talking about kids, I started thinking about my mom and how, although that was like a cult and super bad what they were doing behind the scenes, it gave my mom the strength to be the person that she is,
the mom that she needed to be, right? Like whether it is what it is. And okay, and to that point too, right? Like my little brother, he's 22 and taller than me, like, right? But growing up, he didn't have, like, he had a stepdad, he had a dad. His dad lived with me. His stepdad kind of raised him. His mom worked in California because they lived in Vegas, and wasn't really raised by his parents, kind of. And shout out to his dad Oscar, who really raised him and like was there for him when he needed to be and shit like that. But one thing that I respect about him is that he found religion on his own at like the end of like middle high school, and like him and his wife are very into the church and everything, and people like that, like, while I talk my crap about people that use religion in a wrong way and this and that, people that find somebody and have that belief in something, and they found it genuinely because it makes them happy. Yo, good for you. I don't care that what I think is wrong. Yo, good for you that you believe in something. It makes you feel good, and it helps you get through this piece of shit life that we have to live on this plane of existence, to be honest. And whatever helps you get through your day, get through your day, get through your life, you know. And if that, for some people to find that on their own instead of being brainwashed or brought up in it like we are, I find more respect for them. Even though me and my brother have our issues and what have you, like, dude, shout out to him, because that's beautiful to find. Like, it's like the same token of like finding love in war, right? Like all these people that were in World War II but married a Japanese chick. Like, dude, that's beautiful. Like in the midst of war, you found love. Like it's the same. For me, it's the same boundaries. You found that love and that peace for you. Hold on to it.
Yeah.
Hold on to it, dude. Because if you're in the process of still discovering that, or
no, man. I claim to be a Christian.
Okay.
I am a Christian.
Okay.
Not the best. Not the best.
I mean,
yeah. But no one's perfect.
Shout out to James.
Yeah, shout out to J-Mo.
But Jesus was the first alcoholic. Turn water to wine, bro. Water's perfectly.
Let's party, man.
Why do we say water drank water, but he turned it to wine?
Let's party. No, so yeah, I was turned off, man. Like I didn't want anything to do with religion, and then so I started thinking about my mom and how I gave her strength, and I didn't think it was going to give me strength. I was just like whatever. But I know what it did for me, right? As a kid, growing up in a church, and like having these values and these morals and all of this. And having the fear of God, and yeah,
being
man,
put into you.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, yeah, it's a thing. And I'm so grateful for that, bro, because like while all my other friends were doing this, doing that, doing the other, my brother and we didn't cuss till like, I don't know, maybe we were like late middle school, early high school. Like we didn't say a single cuss word, and if we did, we were like, dang.
But then you started.
Yeah, and now it doesn't stop. Like now it's a drug, bro. Like just shoot it in my vein. So what Viv and I decided to do was find a church so Levy could grow up in that church. Okay. Although, and then our plan was to say, hey, look, we don't really believe in religion. We do believe in a higher power. We were planning to have this talk with Levy when he was older, much older, but man, we fell in love with the church that we go to now.
I mean, good. That's what y'all were looking for, right? Is to find a home.
Well, we were trying to find one for Levy, not for us per se, but man, like,
I guess it has to be good for you, right? Yeah. Like you guys should love where you're taking your son.
Yeah. And we love it now. And yeah, dude. So Central Baptist Church in Mansfield, if you live nearby, we welcome you. Come through, please.
And anybody listening to this, I will upload an edited version for you guys. This is a deep conversation. You guys should talk about it or listen to it, but we will clean this up. Sorry.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. No, but and it's so the thing about this church, man, I'm not trying to sell it.
No.
Well, I am trying to sell it, man. Like let's do it. Like,
I mean,
yeah, like let's do it. Yeah. So
whatever you want.
So, it's good for kids. That's what our purpose was, but it's also good for you. Sometimes you gotta be a little bit selfish, and you're like, man, I gotta clean myself up. And I did, man. I was doing some stuff.
And see, it's those things that like what you just said. And I hate to get there, but like, as a parent, sometimes like growing up in religion and this and that, like you're taught to be like selfless. Like you're not supposed to have anything or always think of others, not to be selfish. But like as a parent, bro, like there are some moments where you need to be a little selfish in what you do.
Sure.
But it's just, and that's where I'm like, yo, the way that we were growing up in church, like the manipulation and how those things get passed on. Like we get what you mean, but like then they tell it to us and it's completely different in how they mean it. And those are the problems I have. But like, it's good for you to be a little selfish because you found what you were looking for.
Yeah.
And good for you.
Yeah, man. And
how long have you been going there? Because he's almost 2.
Yeah, about a year.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be about a year.
And you said you work security there and everything, right? So like you're involved.
Yeah, man. We went to church this morning, man. It was a good sermon. Like,
good for you.
It's on YouTube, bro. Like if y'all, for real, like, and you said you have signs. You say you have signs. This is a sign, man. Go in there, look it up, and it's good, bro. Like just listen to one. If you don't like it, you're like, it's not for me. Then at least you tried.
I got you. Yeah. It's the least I could do.
Yeah.
And I'll check it out. No, dude, and again, that's good. And so you guys are heavily in the church, or just How active
we're trying to be pretty involved, man. And the thing is, like
is it far from here?
It's not like you think of churches and you think of like just people that trying to be perfect and people just like like their shit doesn't stink. You know what I mean? Nah, man, we're like in there, like we're people. We know we're people, and we know we fuck up, and we know like we're trying to get it right. And we're just people like me, man. Like people like me, you know,
bro.
just
people like me.
yeah,
people like me, bro.
So
like, no, and it's again, it's always hard to find like a place like that, and especially in Dallas over there, so many churches. Every corner, there's like 5 or 6 churches, you know, dude. Like, and it's so time consuming. But dude, I'll check it out. I promise, I'll check that out, dude. Like, it's the least I could do. And I mean, if it has you this excited and you know involved, like it has to be good. I know you don't. I know you don't necessarily involve yourself in the wrong things. You never really have. So no, it's the least I can do. I was not expecting to talk about religion, but it's fine. You know, and with all that being said, though, all the learnings and wisdom that you have. So now you're a father. You have a son. Walk me through that. Like, what was it like when you found out? Because I don't care. I tell this to everybody. I don't care if you're married, if you're a baby daddy, when you're planning a kid or not. Your heart still drops when she's like, "I missed my cycle." So walk me through all of that, bro.
Nah,
because your face says it all. Like, I want to know.
Oh man, Viv is gonna laugh when she hears this.
Viv, check in.
Yeah, this is crazy. All right, so I'm gonna keep it real.
Let's do it.
Real. I don't think I was ready.
I mean, I was 17. No one's ever ready, bro.
Yeah, but I felt like
were y'all married already?
No.
Okay.
No, we weren't married. So I was living in Mexico.
Oh yeah,
in Guadalajara.
Yeah. I forgot you were working down there.
Yeah, I was working construction. I don't want to say their name because I wasn't fired, but I think I was close to. Nah,
we had a mutual separation.
Nah, I wasn't close to, man. I just felt like it was time for me to kind of like part ways, and I will say it was tough leaving because I did like the people there.
Okay,
like the project manager, the construction manager, everybody, all the workers, all the laborers, everybody was super cool. And Viv she would go out there and visit me for months at a time. And when she went home one time, her mom, I don't know, Viv was talking to her mom. She was saying she doesn't feel well or whatever.
Her mom was like, you're pregnant.
Yeah, and her mom went to the restroom because, I don't know, because she didn't want...
Is she Mexican?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so she come back with a needle and string or what?
No, so I don't know how it works out. I think she went to an apartment to piss, and her mom was like, "Don't flush," and whatever. Yeah. And it came out to be positive. And when Viv told me, man, I was like, the soul was taken out of my body, bro. Like
it just stopped.
Yeah, it skipped like
bro.
20 beats, man. And I was like, and I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, what did she tell you? She texted you on the phone, like?
No, we were on the phone.
You know how I was told?
How?
2010, crappy phones.
I got to hit 7 4 times.
I got shout out to Susie on this one. I got a picture with the test that said I think I'm pregnant, and it said positive. I think you are too. From what I know, like I think you are too. No, so I get it.
Yeah, nah, man, but it wasn't a favorable reaction, bro. It wasn't, man. Like it was.
Yeah.
It was an ugly. I mean,
you heard my other podcast. Like, those conversations happen.
Yeah.
And those emotions are real. Like,
yeah.
We're together, but how serious are we? Like, those processes and thoughts, they all go through your head, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's a reality.
And for real, like I thought my life was gonna be just over. I was like, I'm gonna have a kid.
Everybody's so dramatic with that, bro. Like, oh my God.
No, seriously, people are dramatic with that, and it's true, man. It's a huge life adjustment.
Your life as it was is over.
Yes.
But it doesn't have to be for the bad. I guess that's the thing that like we lose.
That's pretty good.
We lose, because like nowadays, I've talked to Jazz, and it's come up like certain people that I've hung around in my past have certain allegations against them.
Mm-hmm.
I bad people, bad things, drinking, right? And I asked her, I was like, "Do you think if I wouldn't have had my oldest?" And she, yes. I was like, "What? You know?" She's like, "Do you think you're gonna ask me? Do I think that if you didn't have Christina, you would be like that?" Yes, I think you would be. And I was like, "Wow, like that is what I was gonna ask you." So like me being 17 and at the time thinking like, man, like my life's over, like I have to go to the military now because like I was signed up and everything, but you know it was still on the table that like I don't. But then I was like, no, bro, I'm having a kid. Like so, my whole senior year was like, no, you have to go to the military.
Yeah.
Like it's the only like guaranteed money, like guaranteed job, to take care of your family, and all of that went down. And dude, I just remember being like, dude, I'm like, what's gonna happen? I'm so scared. Like, oh, dude, just what? But it all worked out, and she was my saving grace, to be honest, because it's kept me on a straight line. The way that like the in the sense that like you feel like religion gave you structure and like has provided that for your life, at least for your life. My daughter has kept me on the path that I needed to be on and away from all of that bad stuff because I'd hang out with the guys, but then I had to go work and I had to check out and like go do dad things from 17 years old because I wanted to be there and I had to have the money to prove that I wanted to be there. So no, dude, I feel that like you know you're never really ready, but at the same time like perspective that whole mindset you have to go through that process.
Yeah, man.
You have to. And so here we are. You guys are married now, right? Like or no?
Yeah. So
okay.
so we decided not to raise a bastard. So yeah.
So my boy Ricky, he has a great joke about it. He's an up and coming comedian. Shout out to Ricky from the Cheesemans and Menudo podcast.
Shout out to Ricky. I heard that podcast.
But he has one of his stand up jokes, and I don't want to give like the whole thing away, but like you can't get married if you're Hispanic if you don't have a kid. So you guys did it right, bro. Like you had a kid first and then got married.
Yeah,
good job, bro.
Yeah.
Good job. And Ricky, you just proved that joke more right and right every time I hear it.
Shout out.
shout out. But no, dude, and good for you, bro. Like I'm happy that you've like completed that circle, you know, and you're here, right? Like that loop that came before your father and his father, like you've so far have broken that loop and you're here, like good for you.
Yeah.
You know, and your brother doesn't have kids yet, but you know, I feel that your brother, if he ever has kids, when he ever has kids, dude, he's gonna be like the greatest dad ever, bro. He's so like just warm and happy. Like you guys were made, but it's also because of like the absences of what y'all didn't have, bro. So like you know what was missing. Like I don't want that to be missing.
Nah, man, I think so I don't know, like, and I think this is a good thing to kind of talk about because I don't think it's ever discussed amongst men that sometimes I feel like I'm very emotionless and maybe stoic.
Emotionless?
Yeah, maybe permanently stoic, you know, just like, and I don't know where that comes from. I don't know if I'm like on the spectrum. I don't know, you know, like but my brother definitely, and it's obvious that he has a bigger heart than I do. He's more empathetic, sympathetic, empathetic, whichever both.
Yeah.
And
Dude.
Yeah. So when and this is the one I kind of wanted to touch on. When my son was born, there was no bond.
Oh.
There was no bond.
Do you still feel that way?
No.
Right?
So it took me maybe a month and a half, 2 months for me to like really, you know, like.
And I guess what do you mean by that? Like there was no bond. Like you look down and would be like, I mean, that's my son, but like, how do I feel about this?
Yeah. I would look down and I would know that's my son and I would know that's my responsibility, but there was like, and I think love and hate are two extreme emotions.
Okay.
They're on like love is all the way to the right, hate is all the way to the left.
Okay.
There's nothing on either end.
Okay.
It wasn't love. It wasn't love. Like it was a sense of responsibility.
Okay.
But it wasn't love. And it wasn't until
was it hate?
No, of course not.
No, for the people that are thinking it, like, ask, like, you know, like,
no, it was definitely more on the positive side, but it was more of a like, oh man, this is my responsibility.
Right.
And I had, and maybe be able to tell you to this day, a short fuse on a lot of things. But what it took was spending time with your son and seeing like all the little things they do and just getting close. And that's what really forms that bond, man. Because at least for me, it was a process, and I was like, man, what's wrong with me? And I couldn't have these conversations with anybody because it was like, bro, what's wrong with you? You're such a weirdo, like. But
also you're like, I don't know if these are normal reactions or not. Like, do all dads feel this way? But you know what? To be honest, it might be that your firstborn was your son. Like there is either an immediate reaction or not when it comes to that. And I just want to let you know that it's a completely normal reaction to having a son. Now, on the topic of what's to come, I think. So to the next transition, we are expecting baby girl. Correct.
Catalina.
Congratulations, welcome to my realm of girls. But if that shit don't tear you up, bro, you need to go get checked out.
Yeah, you're on the spectrum.
Yeah, you're on the spectrum, bro. But but one thing that I learned, and it wasn't until like after we had my son, is that like to have changed that bond and helped it grow faster is when she feeds immediately after you take him. And you just spend 10, 15 minutes, you work on that burp, you work on that togetherness. And even though you're not realizing it and you just think it's your responsibility, you're creating that bond of he helps me, he takes care of me, and he makes sure that I'm good after mom has stepped away. And that's something we didn't learn until afterwards. And I was like, man, but that's natural when it's your daughter. It's natural when it's your daughter.
Yeah,
You're gonna be like, give me my girl. Right? Like I was saying downstairs, like I'm not allowed to have a girl dog because my wife thinks she's gonna get replaced. Little to be known, I had 3 daughters, and so like, come here, babies.
That's crazy, man.
But like, dude, like it's different when it's your daughter. So I think that bond will come more natural. But it's just the mother-son bond, the father-daughter bond. Those things are natural, and so. But like you said, your bond's fixed now. You're completely like that's your son. Look, come here, Tiger. Come here, sport knee slapper.
Nah, man.
It worked the way it's supposed to. Like that's how it's supposed to feel for you. Some dads are just like, oh my god, like my son, like, and there's that weird like love, like admiration moment for like a few months. Like, oh, I just love my son. But some people aren't that emotion.
Dude, like I believe you, man.
Yeah, bro.
I believe you because I can already see myself. Like,
can I be honest with you?
What's up?
I cried on my way here. Darius Rucker, It Won't Be Like This for Long.
Oh man, that's such a good song.
And he made that song when Christina was gonna be born, and she wasn't even born yet. And I was driving to the hospital for something, like to see Susie. Hit me like a wrecking ball. I heard it right now. She's 12. My daughter's 12, bro. Like. And then like your VA, your VA, right? Like your VA disability. You notice on there now that you have kids every year, it tells you like the year that like your kid's gonna be off of it. Have you noticed that?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. So like it'll tell you like you added him to your disability, right? So it for whatever reason, like when you change it when she's born and you get that next like weird square rectangle one, the bigger one, go through there and it'll tell you when your kids are going to be knocked off and you're going to be reset. That breaks my heart because it fast forwards time for me.
Yeah.
It tells me when my kids
makes it real.
are
it's like right here.
And I won't put it on camera. I told Jazz I wouldn't tell her that. I don't want to ruin that knowledge for her. But it's one of those things I can't be ignorant to the fact that I know when they're going to be adults, and it breaks my heart, bro.
Yeah.
I love my girls, bro. I love my kids. But it's just one of those things like when you have girls, those emotions will set in. And are you guys gonna, as of now, you're only gonna have the 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm done.
Okay. I know we were talking about this off camera, but we don't have to talk about all of that. But like, you guys think you're done after 2? You got 4 rooms.
Yeah, man. You want to give them the floor plan too? So the code to the autumn downstairs
I'm just saying there's another room to be filled. There's your room, there's the 2, and then there's another one.
So the thing is, I thought I was gonna be done at 2, but now I'm thinking, man, maybe I want 3.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And because like 2, right? Like the first one, you realize like you missed some things. Like you said, you had a short fuse, and like you're a little bit more understanding now, patient. Like I want to do it again the right way. Like I want to enjoy the moments. I want to see the things. Like
Yeah.
you just realize what you missed the first time, and you're like, can I do it again?
Yeah, no, I think I'm done with 2, man. I think I'm done with 2.
Okay.
And I think Viv wants 2. We were talking about
Yeah,
3,
yeah.
but I'm pretty sure we're both.
And then you're outnumbered at 3.
Yeah.
And it's 3-on-2, and it's always like, well, we want to go to Chuck E. Cheese right now. Like, damn. I mean, I do too, but damn.
Nah, yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, so Viv and I, man, we're
Did she come from
team.
a small family like you do?
Single mom. Her dad was kind of never in the picture.
That's a hard sentiment. Like it's a hard pill to swallow when like the more people I talk to, and it's like, dude, like me and Jazz are really changing the mold with our relate. Like you two are really changing the mold with like the circle of that is like has to be broken at some point. We can't keep doing these generational curses to ourselves, bro. Like when are we gonna wake up and just start being smart and just start say no to the bad things
and that's
the distractions.
And that's the thing, man. I think you hit it like on the nail on the head. Is that it's cowardice, bro. It's cowardice. Like even if you don't have the resources to raise a child, be there through the suffering. You know, just be there. Like suffer together. There. Yeah, you're gonna at least instill some kind of, if you even have any good values or morals or any characteristics or habits that you want to pass on to your child, pass those on. You know, but be there. That's crazy, man. That's cowardice, like to the nth degree. You know, your own flesh and blood.
And it's so simple to think about, right? But like when you say it out loud, you're like, dude, like it doesn't cost you anything to be like asleep next to the person. Like you can be in bed with Beyonce or over there, wherever, right? But if she calls and needs your help, bro, like show up.
Yeah.
Be there. Even if you don't know what to do, be honest with the fact that you don't know what to do and be like, please tell me. Please tell me what to do. I'll do it. I just need to know what to do. I don't know how to do this. Be honest.
I will say I think my situation is a little different because I would choose not to have my dad or my father in the picture.
Okay.
I would choose not to.
Yeah.
Only because I see what happened on his end with his kids and what Sarn and I kind of grew up. Yeah.
Somewhere over there, there's bad seeds.
Yeah,
that have been planted,
there's something going on,
and it may have rubbed off on you too. And like I had another podcast earlier, and he lost his father at a young age. Different father wasn't in his life, but for a different reason. But still, both of y'all had the same makeup for the fact that had opportunities been presented to y'all definitely could have given into that bad part of life, especially where we come from.
Yeah.
Brock Bang Lombardi.
Oh yeah,
bro. Like
there's a new gang springing up
all
every
the
weekend.
time.
Yeah,
and then like I said, and just talking to the wife earlier and my buddy offline or off mic, and bro, like the things that we learned at Marsh and WT White as early as we did, we should not have. We thought we went there, it was better than Carrie and TJ because of XY reasons. Come to find out, dude, we were put into like a whole other world of things that we could have been present. And you definitely could have partaken in any of those things, and and somehow we avoided all of that, and we came out on top. I wouldn't say like that, but like we came out on top of like scot free of like not being in that world and those things. Like I definitely could have delved into those things with the rage and the father issues and stuff, but we somehow came out on the other side of it. And
yeah, man.
Yeah, bro. Like the most trouble we got in, or I got into some trouble with the twins, but F Troop and stuff like that, bro. Like it's like
F Troop.
For those of y'all that don't know, we failed and we were part of a tutoring session for football. They called it F Troop, and yeah, we were both in there. 1 year, I think we were in there, but good times.
Yeah, good times.
But dude, I'm glad, like, the person that you've become full round, like, dude, good for you. And I'm glad that you, like, you're here, bro. I'm glad that you're here. I've seen, and I don't mean this in a bad way or anything, like, but, like, all the relationships and everything that you've been through. And, like, dude, to know that, like, kids and this and, like, you and Viv, bro, like, this is a beautiful house and everything like that. I'm proud of where you've come to, bro. Like,
Thanks,
and especially on your own with, like, you and your brother, your mom, like, no father figure. It's very hard. It's very hard. And we could have definitely gotten here in different paths.
Well, just to kind of clarify, I have one father figure,
and that's my next question. So, who were some of the people that showed you some things?
Yeah, for sure, man.
Who filled that role for you?
So big shout out to my grandpa, rest in peace.
Okay.
Luis Napoleon Villalobos. He's the epitome of masculinity to me.
Yes, sir.
Like, although he was in my life for a very short time, he made such an impact in my life.
Okay.
So at the time, I was maybe in middle school, 7th grade,
Okay.
and I was getting a little fat.
You?
Yeah.
I gotta see that.
Yeah.
I gotta see that.
And so my grandpa, he came from El Salvador to visit. This was the first time around. And he was like, "Hey, we're gonna start working out in the mornings."
You're getting kind of fat.
Yeah. No, he's like, "Hey, we're gonna start working out in the mornings." And I knew why he was saying that.
You were like,
yeah. And then,
right.
and yeah, he told Sarn the same thing too.
Yeah, how'd that go?
My man.
Hey, big sexy for no reason, right? You gotta earn that name.
And so I didn't realize he was waking us up at like 4 a.m.
What?
Yeah. So he was in the military in El Salvador.
You were made for the military, bro.
Man. And so he would wake us up and we would work out in the mornings and we would run around the apartments,
Okay.
Santa Fe apartments.
Yeah.
And we ran around like once or twice and I was exhausted and I thought we were going to be finished like after that first lap or after that second lap. And he's like, "Come on, let's keep on going." And he was old, man. He was my grandpa. He was old. Like he had liver spots. He was bald.
Liver spot?
Yeah.
You guys don't even know.
Yeah, he was old. Yeah, my man. And so we did another lap, then we did another lap, and I was like, when is this gonna end? And I was throwing up and so
It's still not ending.
yeah, and
like,
then so when we finally finished, we went up back to the apartment, and he's like, "All right, time to do some push-ups." I'm like, "We're still going?"
like no, I'm done.
Yeah, no, and then at the end, we would drink some concoction he made, man. I think it was like liver or it was like some
amazing.
Yeah, it was disgusting, bro. It was so bad. Every time I would drink it, I would like gag, like a little bee. And,
You're supposed to gag, bro.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. And so he would instill those things and just discipline. And I saw how he treated my grandma.
Interesting.
Just so much love there. Like
Did he live here stateside?
No, he lived in El Salvador, and he came to visit like 2 or 3 times only.
For how long?
Each time was for the summer.
So you got some quality time with him.
I would say a total of like a year. A total.
Damn, that's
total of about a year.
When we put talking about time or perspective, when you think about it, right? Like, damn.
Yeah,
but,
like
okay.
Face to face time, a year, man. That old man, hats off to him, man. He would swim, ride the bike. He was active. On his deathbed, he was doing flutter kicks.
What do you mean on his deathbed?
Yeah,
bro.
He had cancer, and he was on his way out.
Okay,
and he couldn't walk, he couldn't stand, he couldn't do anything, but he still wanted to exercise. He still wanted to work out.
Fire.
Yeah, he was, and on his deathbed, like he was there, like about to tip over. He was doing flutter kicks to get his stomach right, and
I'm gonna look good in my casket, bro.
Yeah.
Like shit.
And my mom was like, "What are you doing?" My grandma was like, "What are you doing?" And like, I gotta get it going. Like,
I look good. I look this good for a reason,
man. And I'm telling you, man, he was Superman. He was super charismatic.
That's baller,
everybody knew him. He was the handyman. He was like the up here, man. He was the man of man. Like, you know what I mean?
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome, and that's your grandpa, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Fire. And I don't even know him, but I could say that you're probably a lot like him. Like that definitely rubbed off on him or on you because like you're a lot of those things too. You live to work out, like running and stuff. Like you stayed with those things. You're one of the fastest runners that like Hispanic runners at WTY. You were running with Courtney and like all the black guys. Like you were fast, bro. Like so like some of those things definitely stayed with you. Can't catch to save your life, but you're fast, bro. Like you're so
play
fast.
Defense, boy.
Yeah, if you can catch, you play offense.
I could hit.
Yeah. That all them big ass shoulders, better. But no, like that makes sense, bro. Like and that's cool. Like that's really your main other like. Other than Sarn, like that's your other main like I guess like people at work and stuff like that would teach you things on the side.
Yeah, so everything else I kind of had to like go after it. I did have people I kind of looked up to.
Yeah,
like as men. that I would adopt things from, but they never knew, right? I never went up to them.
You were just paying attention.
Dude, I was watching.
Because like the conversation I had earlier, right? Like those men expect you to know those things or to have learned those, but you're like, how?
Yeah,
I don't have a dad. But that's just a weird conversation in itself. So we don't even talk. Like back then, we don't even bring it up. You just stand back, watch, or like, oh, I didn't realize that's how that. Like you make up an excuse as to why this or that, and then you're like, oh, thanks, but you're paying attention. You're learning.
Yeah, someone. I mean, I've never really talked to anybody about this, but Coach Bates was one.
Oh, dude, shout out to I still talk to Ms. Bates.
Really?
I still talked. I messaged her towards the end of the year. I still keep up with them.
Coach, so, for those of you that don't know,
shout out to the Bateses, Coach Bates, Mr. Bates, Mrs. Bates. Y'all are amazing. We love y'all, and I know if y'all see this, y'all are gonna know who we are. We love you guys. Yeah, and no, Coach Bates taught a lot of things. Yeah, taught a lot of, but like, did he know certain things, or you just absorbed a lot from him?
Well, he obviously knew who I was, but
obviously,
I never. Yeah, I was third string, baby.
Yeah, baby. You spent a lot of time next to him, baby.
Yeah, Coach, I was on the bench with him, man, calling the shots. I think you should pass it to.
I think you're right. Yeah. The favorite call, popcorn.
Popcorn. Dude, bring me back. That's
shout out to Coach Bates. Yeah. David Bates, we love you.
Yeah, so I used to play for him in TC
middle
Marsh,
school and high school. He followed you guys essentially at high school.
Yeah. And so he would say some stuff and I would just like, that's cool. Like, let me imitate that. Let me put it in my vocabulary. Let me, and I would imitate him. I think imitation is the best form of flattery.
That's beautiful. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, and so and
it also falls on the line of like fake it till you make it, right? Yeah, like you didn't know, but like that this guy's doing it right. I want to do what this guy's doing.
Yeah. And he was definitely one of those guys that I would be like, okay, I want to be like that when I grow up. And I think that's like a father figure when I grow up. Like when you say something like that, like I would say, especially if it's like more on the masculine end of it.
Yeah. Coach Bates is the epitome of like your grandpa, like masculinity, right? Like all the legend that we know of Coach Bates, and it's like, dude, he's standing next to us, like we just get to ask him things. Yeah. And he would, and you know just as well as I do, like any questions, football related or not, Coach Bates would be like, hey, can I talk to you, Coach? And like, yeah, what's up, bud? Yeah. What's up, dude? How can I help you? Coach Bates, he was a good fight. You're right, absolutely good fight. Along with Coach Evans, like made me learn definitely what hard work was when I got in trouble with the Twins. But like
the do-rights,
bro, learning to like, but like those things, and like what I also point to later is because I think you guys only had Coach Izar for one season, one Izar. Yeah. But like one thing that did follow with me because I was with him for 2 years is like to be a better man, better husband, and better fathers. And like, while we didn't see eye to eye on things, those words really have resonated through my life a lot. Like, I'm trying to be better, but how can I be better at this if I'm doing this the wrong way, right? Like, I'm getting a little sidetracked of where my priorities are as a man. Is that going to help me be a better father? Probably not. And is that going to help me be a better husband? Even further away from that answer, right? So those like words, like whenever I'm having a bad time or like they kind of come to me, and while I don't like him as a person or things like coaching aspects, dude, those were big philosophical
respect
words.
Is there.
Yeah, the respect is there, dude. Yeah. And that came from a place of like, when you guys leave here, I want you guys to be those people, be better husbands, be better fathers, be better men in this world, right? And so, yeah, dude, like good father figure. Now, he wasn't a father figure to me, but I can definitely see where Bates was, especially because like you guys had him for so long, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th grade, 4 years, right? Yeah. And then he moved on to other things and what have you.
Hillcrest, I think.
Yeah, but you guys, you were with him for a while.
Yeah, man, I will say this. I hope he listens to this.
I'll tag Ms. Bates.
Yeah, so there was a scrimmage between Hillcrest or whatever school he went to, and WTY, and I was the starting safety at that time.
I think it was Hillcrest. I think for a minute.
Yeah.
Anyway, not important.
And so he was, I think, the offensive coordinator. He was something.
Yeah. He upgraded when he left.
Yeah. And he called a play, and I got a pick off of him. And man, I looked over and I just looked at him, and he's like, "All right, that's good." And because whenever I was under him, I never started. I never started.
And so, we got Coach Miracle.
Yeah, and so whenever Coach Miracle, like, cause and that was that was also on me because I haven't found my stride. Like I was still kind of like shy. I was still like I sucked. You know, I sucked.
Or at least you thought that of yourself.
Yeah,
you had all the foundational aspects. Again, you're big, hard hitting, fast, and all those things. But like, you didn't feel confident.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't feel confident. But that's nothing to take away from Coach Bay. She was an excellent coach. The proof is in the pudding. My man is the man. Yeah. But I was able to step outside of my own box with Coach Miracle.
Yeah.
And, you know, just kind of let loose. And I mean,
that was some fun football.
Yeah.
Coach Miracle was some fun football.
Yeah.
But no, like, and those are the questions because like while we didn't have father figures, like it is important because like I don't know if you know this, but like Turner, Creekview, all the North schools, they have like auto shop, they have like nursing programs, they have woodworking and things like that. Things that DISD is just too big for and they can't afford to. So like where we didn't have father figures and like other generations before us didn't have father figures, they were able to learn those tools and those trades and things to help them succeed, right? Like change your oil, fix a flat, lay some tile, sew something, right? Like they were able to learn those things that like they didn't have a father for that we didn't. I didn't even realize that DISD didn't offer to us because they were so big, but they're like Carrollton up the street offered to.
Man,
Isn't that crazy?
I learned all of that trash in the Marine Corps, man.
Dude, and
if it wasn't for the Marine Corps, I'd be lost in the woods somewhere.
And so I want a brief stint about like the military and stuff like that, but like for those of you out here that watch the podcast and anybody like I know that I spent a short stint in the Marine Corps, and it still kills me to this day. And he did his full time and everything like that. However, any of you guys that like really like sit down nowadays and like despise the military or talk down on my military guys, like get out, bro. Like you guys signed up, you knew what you were in for, and like people like us where we come from, like we need that structure. I didn't learn to shave until I got to the Marine Corps. While there was a male in the house, every year I got gifted a razor for Christmas, but didn't nobody show me how to shave.
They teach you how to wipe your ass, man.
Dude. They teach you everything in the Marine Corps, anyways. In the Army and other places, I can't speak for it.
Yeah.
But like people that like talk mess and like, and that's a sore spot for me because I'd give anything. You know, we've talked to give it all back, right? Like I was dismissed early because of medical conditions or what have you. But I'd give it all to go back and do my time. And there were other people that just like talk down about it and this, but like you have that privilege. You have that luxury. You had people to show you these things and you're like, I don't need this. I don't need that. When there are 80% of the military people like us that like have a reason to be there and want to be better for themselves. And you guys just curse our military because of what the privileges that you've been bestowed up until that point.
Yeah.
And it sucks, but I feel that, and talking to Jazz about it and stuff, I feel that way sometimes, man. Like, and that sucks that people talk about our military like that sometimes.
It is what it is, man. They're entitled to their own thing. It's the First Amendment, you know, whatever.
Not the First Amendment. Not the First Amendment. Oh, damn.
Well, yeah, it is.
No, but like freedom of speech. But that's what I'm saying. Like, no, you didn't just hit me with it.
Yeah.
But you know, like, no, like, even the little time.
And that's what we protect, bro. Like, that's what we protect that, so they can say they're dumb shit, you know?
Yeah, because dude, like I learned so much in there in my short time and just on even further on how to treat people even better. And I know you were in there longer, so the things that you learned, I bet are like immaculate, you know what I mean? Things that you had no idea, and where it's okay to ask questions, right? Because out here in civilian life, you're supposed to know that. Why don't you know that? You're 28, you don't know that? And in the military, like, hey, Sergeant, I have no idea. Hey, Sergeant. Hey, Sergeant. I have no idea. What are you talking about?
The thing is,
hey, Gunny, never done it.
Yeah,
never.
Dude. Nah, I think the thing is, I think some people, especially guys, are walking around too proud, and they're too proud to ask questions like how or why or can you show me or that's awesome, man. Like,
I've never, can you, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I think I was never, ever too proud for that. If anything, my grandpa told me, like, if you don't know something, you better go over there to somebody and find somebody that knows how to do it and learn it.
Yeah.
You know?
And the best question you can ask is, why?
Yeah.
Why does that happen?
And that's humility, bro. Like, be humble. Like, just go over there and ask them. You're not perfect. You don't know everything. But after this, you might be. You're closer to.
Okay.
Yeah, you're closer to.
You just filled in some more knowledge that you didn't have prior to.
Yeah.
You could be.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a really good way of looking at that. And so, you know, I guess like to wrap this up, to come to the end of it, you know, you have one son, and the question that I'm asking everybody toward the end is, what piece of wisdom with all of this that we've talked about, even you having a son approaching a daughter, what is a piece of wisdom that you feel that you want to pass to fathers right now that is important to life, like, or that could help another dad later down the road?
Okay, I'll share two. And
No problem.
I'll keep it short. So
I did ask for one though. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I love you.
Two for one special, man.
Yeah.
So the first one is, and I think this one's important to me, and I'm not taking credit, but I am adopting it. It's a Marine Corps leadership trait. Lead by example. Mm-hmm. And that is a big one, because you can't say for your kids to do something if you won't do it or won't ever do it.
Right.
Right.
And then explain to them, like don't just be like our parents, like porque yo dije, or because I said so. Like, no, hey son, I'm not an expert. We're gonna hire somebody, or this and that. That's gross. I don't want to.
And I think lead by example also is like deeper than that too, because to lead by example is like, okay, you want your son to be better than you, so that means you need to be better than you. Okay. And so with
really push that. What is better?
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, and so always be a better you, always be a better person, always improve in all realms of your life. Just reach for excellence. And it's like one of those things where it just kind of, it's chasing its own tail to infinity, and you'll just be like this immaculate person. Obviously, it's easier than it's harder said than done. All right, am I saying that right?
It's harder. It's easier said than done.
Yeah, it's easier said than done. But yeah, I think that's the big one. Lead by example. Lead by example. Lead by example. Wake up, be excellent, so your son can be excellent, so your daughter could be excellent, for whoever can be excellent.
And that includes like all the in betweens, right? If you want your kid to be to not be fat, that means that if he sees you working out, guess what? Your kids will probably be like, "Hey, Dad, why do you work out?" Because it's good for you. Yeah. And then your son later is like, or daughter, right?
Exactly.
Is like, hey, I should work out. Why? Because it's good for me.
Yeah.
Oh, I drank this licuado in the morning. Why? Because it's good for me, son. And the little adopting things, right? Yeah. They see you doing the right things, and this, but also in the same light, if they see you doing the bad things, it could easily become the right thing. That's what I'm saying.
Lead by example, man. Like,
for sure. My thing for that is, if you, and that's what I tell my kids, if you have to think about it, it's probably wrong. I'm like, guys, like, if someone asks you, hey, you want to go behind this building and smoke some weed? As a weed smoker, you should not be smoking weed at school. And nor did I. But also, like, if you have to think about, hey, 2 seconds too long. Yeah. It's probably a no.
Shout out to the Marine Corps. That's from the Marine Corps.
Is that where I got that from?
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that. I've just always thought that, like, I don't want to get in trouble. And if I think about it too long, it's probably wrong. Yeah. So that's probably why the Marine Corps, like, aspect of it didn't even register to me. Like, I've just always thought that. Dang. My bad. My bad.
Good.
No, because you used to always tell me, like, bro, stop quoting that, or like stop doing that. I don't even realize, like, but like to the point of like how much it's benefited my life and how much it impacts our everyday lives to this day. And so, like, what's the second point?
The second one is so my hero is the one that told me this one. My grandpa. He said basically, be a chameleon.
Okay.
Adapt to your environment, adapt to your surroundings, whether you're talking to a CEO, the janitor, a student, a professional, whatever.
For sure.
Always adapt, but never forget that you're a chameleon.
Okay.
And what that means is, like, never forget your morals, never your convictions, anything that is you, that defines you. Don't break it just to fit in.
Okay.
But still be able to, interact with all these other groups, but never forget who you are.
Yeah.
And always come back to, like your
basics, your morals and all that stuff. No, that's beautiful. And it almost seems like at the long scheme of things that, again, like, you're almost destined to go to the Marine Corps. Like, those adapt and overcome, right? Like Marine 101. Like, figure it out, bro. Yeah. Be a chameleon. Like, I couldn't help but think that as we said it, like, as you said it. And I guess real quick, what inspired you to go to the military?
My grandpa, man. My grandpa inspired me to do everything. So I went to the military because he was in the military in El Salvador. I did construction management because he was a carpenter in El Salvador.
Nice.
Yeah. And so everything, man. Everything.
I mean, it seems to be a great role model to have to follow by.
Yeah.
Why not? No, dude, brother, I appreciate this. This was great. And I can't wait to have this conversation again after baby girl gets here to see what struggles, what new things that you have, questions that you have. And always remember, when you wipe up.
Yeah.
She's a girl. Wipe up. I don't know how many diapers you
yeah.
change. Wipe up. But I mean, other than that, bro, like I look forward to that talk too, because that's going to be different, and we'll see how your emotions are checked in by then.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, man. This was awesome. Thank you.
And side note, do you want to plug your light business for next fall?
Yeah, selfless plug. So I have Lights with Lobos. That's Christmas lights, commercial and residential. I also have a construction company. It's ACRC, All Commercial Roofing and Construction.
Very nice.
And my very first, I'm not even going to say this one. So
no,
yeah.
Say it. No.
Yeah, so I have Lobos tables and chairs. I think that's what it's called. So we rent out chairs and these kind of chairs and tables. But I'm trying to get off of that because it's a little too much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unless the right people are watching and we can set things up.
Yeah. Only friends and family. How about that?
Yeah. How
Only
about friends and family? No, dude, but I really wanted to plug your lights business just because I know that's it. I saw it getting traction over the holidays and stuff like that. And wherever I can help out and send work to people, bro, I'm here to help.
I appreciate it.
I'm here to help. And so, Lights with Lobos.
Yeah, Lights with Lobos.
Check him out on Instagram, Lights with Lobos. He is on there. I follow him. So if you follow me, I follow him as well. Check out the light projects that he did past fall 2023. Good lights, big houses. If you're in Mansfield, Fort Worth, Arlington, Grand Prairie, Irving, DF, those are immediate for him. Makes it easier for him. But North Dallas folks, anybody from the Chapel, anybody from North Dallas gang has lights, hit us up, dude. We're just trying to help spread the love, trying to help family time grow and help him spend more time with his kids as he's growing, and as we all want to do, right? We want to be there. This has been the DTF podcast, Dudes with Fathers. This is one of my best friends, Libni Villalobos, and thanks for being here with us. And you guys be safe. Thank you.
My man.